Hello, I wanted to make a little video explaining your final project. So here's our homepage. If you go to Final Project and Resources, you'll notice that there's a handout that explains the project. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of go over that now. Okay, so here's how the project works. In this project, you'll be conducting a comparative experiment or study, such as those in Chapter 8 or 9 of your textbook. So you can't really do the project until you're at least started with Chapter 8, or it could be on Chapter 9. So please keep in mind you need to understand those chapters first. And I kind of broke it down step by step. Step 1, decide if you're going to work in a group or alone. You may want to work alone on this, but I would recommend working in a group, at least with one other person. 3-person group is the most you can have, but that way you can bounce ideas, kind of divvies up the work together, and you turn in one project with all 2 or 3 people's name on it. But you can do this project on your own. But I recommend at least working with one other person. Hopefully you met someone in the class. Then you're going to come up with a research question. Now your research question is either going to be a yes or no question, or it's going to be a number response. And if you do a yes or no question, that's going to be a Chapter 8. If you're going to do a number response, that's going to be Chapter 9. And then it depends if you're doing one group or 2 groups in each category. But some sample questions are, how many cups of water do you drink a day? Do you wear glasses, contact lenses, or any other reading or visual aids? Now, coming up with a question is the first part, but then you have to have a claim. So you can come up with a great question, but if you don't have a claim or something that goes with it, then it doesn't work. So for example, how many cups of water do you drink a day? You do some research, and you find out that the average is 13.4. And you're like, wow, 13.4, that's a lot. I don't believe that. I think it's less than 13.4. There's your hypothesis test. Or, do you wear glasses, contact lenses, or any other reading or visual aids? And you do some research, and the claim is 61%. And you're like, wow, I actually think 61% is low. I think more than 61% of people have contacts or glasses. So again, pick a question, but then you have to research to find out what it's supposed to be. And your question should be a yes or no, or it should be a number response. You can do one group or compare men versus women, Osceola campus versus West campus, or Orlando versus Kissimmee, things like that. Okay, so come up with your question, number 2, step 2, and then you're going to follow the worksheet below. And again, once you come up with your question, please feel free to email me and I can verify and make sure your question's on the right track. But it would really help if you come up with a question and tell me what the claim is, so you did some research ahead of time. And then when you do the worksheet, here's how you'll be graded. The easiest way to do the project is to write the question and answer it. Write the question, answer it. Write the question, answer it, all the way down. You could write in paragraph form, but it is easier to just write the question and answer it all the way down. Make sure you answer it completely, and you'll get your full point. So I'll make up an example for this video. Let's say I'm going to ask, do you wear contacts or glasses or any other visual aids? And it's supposed to be 61%. So why did you choose the project? Well, I chose the project because I wear contacts, and I'm wondering how many people actually wear contacts or glasses. What's your research question? Do you wear glasses, contacts, or any other visual aids? What does the data represent? The percent of people who do wear glasses, contacts, or other visual aids. What is your alpha and y? A basic one would be 0.05 because it's standard. Describe your sampling method. How did you get your data? So I may, on a piece of paper, write, do you wear glasses, contacts, or have a visual aid? Yes, no, and pass it out, and then collect them. You want to make it as random as possible. Your population could be all, based on your research, usually it's all people, all Americans, but it depends on your research, it could be all college students. Who is your sample? I would say at least ask 50, because you want to pass your conditions. But you want to ask probably at least 50 people. You can go for 100 or more, for sure. What did you do to avoid bias? Do you want to make sure you ask older, younger, daytime, nighttime, males, females, all different ethnicities? And then data. Everyone's going to have data. If you ask a yes or no question, how many yeses, how many no's? If you ask a number response, you'd have all 50 of those responses, like 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, how many times you work out a week or something. Okay, and then everyone's going to have 2 graphs in their project. The first graph is going to be a graph of the data. If I was asking a yes or no question, I would make a pie chart. What percent yes, what percent no, and explain it. If I had a bunch of numbers, then I can make a histogram or a box plot, and I would explain it. Is it skewed left or skewed right? Okay, and to get that graph in your project, you can freehand draw it. You can get it from your calculator and copy and paste it, however you want to do it. Then your hypothesis test. You're going to tell me your HO and HA, and we've done a bunch of these in class, but also make sure you cite where you found your HO. Here's a great link to help you with citation, but make sure you cite where you found your research. Check your conditions, so make sure you follow along with examples in the notes. Show your calculations worked out, give me your SE, give me your Z-score, write everything out just like the problems in the notes. Tell me your test statistic, Z equals or T equals, your p-value, and then here's your second graph. When you hit draw, or when you draw by hand, you have the normal curve and you shade in what's your p-value. I want that picture. Again, you can freehand draw it, or you can do it in the calculator, whatever you like. And then you have to do that, and then write a conclusion, and you'll at this point have done a bunch of conclusions. Complete a confidence interval, show the formula, the work, and then explain it in a sentence, and then a paragraph reflection on that, and then yes, you're going to be presenting it. I'm using a program called Screencast-O-Matic. You can use that to present it. You can just take your camera on your phone and videotape yourself, or check out from any of our campuses. You can videotape yourself, or you don't have to be on the camera. You can just videotape the project. You can have your camera on your project and just videotape it, or use something like I'm using, Screencast-O-Matic. But the easiest way is to put it to YouTube and send me the link. Put it to YouTube and send me the link. There can be some issues with attaching files, but again, you can. But that is 5 points. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to ask me, and let me know. Thank you.